Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to discuss with the question minimize the maximum difference of pairs. And yes, you need to first of all understand this question nicely. If you understand the question, then it's very easy to crack this. Let's go through the question once. We are given an integer array nums, which is zero indexed, and an integer p. Now we need to find out p pairs of indices of nums such that the maximum difference among all the pairs is minimized. Like from the array nums, we need to find out p pairs of numbers, right? And we need this pairs will have difference between them. So the maximum difference between all the pairs is the minimum, is as minimum as possible. And also we need to ensure that no index appears more than once among the p pairs. So yeah, let's see what the question says. Let's suppose take an example over here, 10, 1, 2, 7, 1, 3. We have 10, 1, 2, 7, 1, 3, and we need to find two pairs over here. So what are the pairs we can take? Like one indices can occur only in one pair. Okay, it is written over there. So we need to find out two pairs. So what are the two pairs we can take? We can either take this one, this two, this two, this two, this two, or this two. This is one possible option. Now if we take 10, 1, so then we can take either 2, 7, 2, 1, 2, 3, or like 7, 1, 7, 3, or like 1, 3. There are multiple options, right? So yeah, whenever we take two pairs, let's suppose the two pairs we take are 10 and 2 and 1 and 3. So what is the difference between the pairs? Like over here it's 8 and over here it's 2. We need to take absolute difference. So yeah, so the maximum difference is 8. So what we want is we need to find out this minimum value of this maximum difference. Like every time when we take p pairs, we will always get some difference between those pairs. Now the maximum value of those pairs needs to be minimized. I hope that the question is clear. Now see what you will do. You will never take pairs like this. Okay, like suppose you were taking like this, you were getting the answer something like this. Let's suppose you take pairs like this. When you short this array, let's suppose you short this array, what you will get? 1, 1, 2, 3, 7, 10. Now whenever you take the adjacent values, these adjacent values will have the minimum difference possible. Like once you take 1, 1, now you can't take 1 again, so you will take 2, 3. Or what you can do, you can start with 1, 2. You can take 3, 7 or 7, 10 like this. So you will always try to take the pairs which are adjacent to each other in the shorted array. That's the logic we are going to apply. If it's not clear, just think once. Like we need to minimize the difference, right? So अगर हम लोग एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से उठा ले और एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से उठा ले, so that difference will always be greater than एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से उठा ले और एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से उठा ले, right? Like एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से, एक इंडेक्स यहाँ से. It will always be greater than this, right? Like if we take 1, 1, like this is one pair, and if we take 1 and 7, this is the other pair. So always the difference in this pair will be less. Now, even if you want to take 7, you will take the number which is immediate left to 7, right? You will make pair of 7 with 3, and you will not make pair with any other number, right? So yeah, because to minimize the difference. Now, let's see how the term binary search comes here, like how we can apply binary search in this question. The talk is about that whether like we understood we will take adjacent numbers. Like if we take this pair, then we will take either of this or like anyone, but we will take adjacent. Like if we don't take this 1, 1, we will take 1, 2, we will take 3, 7 or 7, 10 anyway like this, and we need to take p pairs. And if one index comes in some pair, it will not be repeated in other pair. So like if we take these two numbers, so we are not going to like again take, if we take 1, 1, we can't take 1, 2 because this index already appeared in one of the pairs. Okay, so now let's suppose we take 1, 1. If we take 1, 1, the difference is 0. Okay, now let's suppose we didn't take 2, 3, we took 3, 7. So the difference is 4. And we need to take two pairs from this array, like in the sample they have mentioned. So the maximum difference over here is 4. Now let's suppose you take 1, 1, which is the difference comes out to be 0, and you take 2, 3, the difference comes out to be 1. So the maximum difference over here is 1. So what will be the answer for this array? The answer will be 1, right? So you can say that if you like keep a difference, you need to minimize this term, right? So you will apply binary search in this. Like it's always possible to get some maximum difference. It's always possible, right? If you take p pairs and like take consecutive p pairs, like 1 1, the difference is 0, 2 3, difference is 1, 7 10, the difference is 3, and the maximum difference over here is 3. So if there was a question like if you want difference as 3, you can always take, like it's always possible to make 3 pairs, right? So if you have some difference, it's always pair if dash difference is on in the maximum side. For example, let's take one more example. 4 2 1 2. Okay. We have an array as 4 2 1 2 and we want to take one pair, right? So what are the differences possible? See, first of all, we will sort the array because we want the minimum difference, so we will always take adjacent one. So if you want one pair, these pairs can be 1 2 or 2 2 or 2 4. So when you take 1 2, the difference is 1. When you take 2 2, the difference is 0. And when you take 2 4, the difference is 2. So always the difference 2 is always possible, right? The difference 1 is also possible. The difference 0 is also possible. So starting from some maximum value, differences are always possible. It will always give true, true, true. But at some point of time, you will feel like when you want this difference and want to constitute p pairs from this difference, it's never possible. So you will get false. And from the like from here till the start, you will always get false. So yeah, we this is like the precedented binary search, and we can easily solve this question. We can initialize our starting index, which is the minimum difference. The minimum difference can be 0 since we are taking the absolute value. We need to initialize the ending index, that is the maximum difference. The maximum difference can be, let's say, int max. Now, yeah, just we can calculate our mid and just take the condition that if with this difference we are able to take p pairs from the array, then yeah, this condition is true. We will put our answer in that condition and just look for the better answer in the left of it. And if with this difference the array we could not form p pairs, then we will just shift our starting index to mid plus 1. So yeah, this is the approach. Let's code it down. So let's store the size of this nums in. Let's initialize our starting index with 0 and ending index with any greater value. We can take like int max. Okay. Then we need to sort this nums because we are always going to take the adjacent numbers. Because if we take the if we are not taking the adjacent numbers in the pair, then always the difference will be in the higher side, right? हमेशा adjacent numbers लेंगे हम. Now, the same template of binary search. We will maintain an answer. Okay. We will find out the mid, which is nothing but starting index, ending index minus starting index by 2. Now, if the condition is true, what we will do, we will just initialize our answer to mid and shift our ending index to mid minus 1. Else, we will shift our starting index to mid plus 1. And at the end, what we are going to do, we are going to return our answer because we need to return that maximum difference, right? Okay. So what is the condition? The condition is we will make a helper function. The condition is with this difference, are we able to get p pairs from this array, from this vector nums? So yeah, let's make this function full helper. This is the difference, the maximum difference actually I would talk about. Like this is the maximum difference. If we are taking the pairs whose difference is less than equal to this difference, then yeah, surely we can take that pair. This is the required number of pairs and this is our vector. Now let's store the size of vector in this num. Okay. Now let's keep the starting index as 0, and let's take the till now we have taken 0 number of pairs. Now while I is less than n minus 1, okay, since we are taking the pairs, we will see if nums of I plus like the absolute value of like the difference between the pairs. If we are taking this I and I plus 1, so if nums of I minus nums of I plus 1, if this value is less than equals to diff. So yeah, we can take this pair. So what we will do is we will increment our count and we will shift our I to plus 2. Why? Because we can't take this index I plus 1 now. Because since we have taken this in this pair, we can't take it. So we will just do I plus equals 2. Else what we are going to do, since we have not taken this nums of I plus 1 index, so we will just shift our I to plus 1. Okay. So at the end, the number of pairs we got, if that number of pairs is like greater than equals to P, so we will return true. So what we can return? We can return the number of pairs we got should be at least P. And if greater than equals to P, yeah, we are good to go. So we are returning true with that. And yes, let's try to run it once. It's giving us the wrong answer. Why? Let's see. We want the PS2. Okay. Let's check once if we have made any error. I is 0, count is 0, I is less than n minus 1, we are doing our stuffs. If the absolute value of the difference we got, okay, I missed one thing. I made a blunder over here. Let's try to run this now. Like I placed a brackets at the wrong place. Okay, so it's working. Let's try to submit it. It got accepted. I hope you all got the concept. The main concept was we will always take the difference of the adjacent numbers in the shorted numbers and not like any random pair of indices because we need to minimize the difference, right? So yeah, that's the solution. If you are not able to understand it, just write down in the comments your doubt. I will surely reply to it. Okay, thank you.